Hey subscribers and watchers, what's up? This is me, Vivs from SlideNet over here. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys how the method call stack works. In the last video, I did discuss about the call stack and what kind of technical terms are associated with methods. Now the reason why you need to know about the call stack in such a level of detail is because you want to be absolutely sure where things are going wrong if they do go wrong, right? If you have 1,000 line code and there are some 100 methods, then you probably don't know which method is crashing your application whenever it crashes. So you want to be absolutely sure about how to know the call stack, and that's what we are talking about here. So what I have here is nothing great, just a variable a, b, and a result. So I'm going to write a method that calculates the maximum of two numbers by saying public static int max. It's going to have int x as one parameter, int y as another parameter. And to find the max, it's pretty simple, right? I'm gonna say int max over here, and I'm gonna check if x is bigger than y, then max will be equals to x, right? Otherwise, you guys know very well who's max. It's gonna be y. So I'm gonna say max equals y over here. Simply return that over here at the bottom, and we are done. So here I can call that method max to calculate the maximum between a and b by saying max of a comma b and put a semicolon. Now this is perfectly fine. But what I need to do is get this result, which is the maximum of two numbers, and store that inside this result over here. So I'm going to say result equals maximum of a comma b, and this will give me the maximum value. Now for now, I'm going to write a small piece of code that exactly shows you what is the method call stack currently. So remember, the method that's currently being called is always at the top of the stack. So at this point, I'm going to write a small piece of code that's going to print the contents of the stack. If you guys don't understand this piece of code, don't worry too much about it, because this is not directly related to our concept. We're simply trying to understand what is there inside the stack. So at this point, if you guys probably see this piece of code over here, this is going to print the contents of our stack currently. Now if you guys don't understand what this does, don't worry about it. We'll be talking about this later when we talk about stuff like threads and other things. So I'm gonna right now run this and see what is there inside. So I'm gonna say shift F6 over here, and as you guys notice, it prints what is currently there inside the call stack. In other words, which method is currently being called. So in our case, it's the main method which is currently running, right? So that is there perfectly. Now what I'm gonna do is copy paste the same thing inside our int max method to currently see the contents of our call stack after calling the method max. So I'm going to say shift F6 over here. Now notice, the first time this block runs, main method was the only one who was running. The next time this block runs over here inside our max method, what has happened is main method has called max method, and it is also at the top. You guys can clearly see that, and that is the structure and the content of the call stack, which tells us which method is currently running and which is at the top. Now if it did have another method, like say for example public static, I'm just copy pasting this and I'm making another method called minimum over here. So this will be called min over here, and to keep the other things simple, I'll say min everywhere in place of max. And what I want to do with this method is to simply find the minimum of two numbers instead of the maximum. So here I'm going to say if x less than y, then the minimum is x, otherwise the minimum is y. And I'm going to do the same thing. So here inside our main method, right below the max variable, I'm going to make another variable over here by saying result2. Well, actually it doesn't matter, we can just call it just like that so that you guys can understand what is going on. So I'm going to simply say min of a comma b. So now if you guys notice, what I have first is max method, it finishes executing. Then what I call is the min method, right? So let's run this by saying shift F6. Now if you guys notice, first time this block runs, main is the only method that is running, right? That is main over there. Then we call max method, inside that this block runs and it tells us that there is main who called max over here. And inside then there is the min method, which is also being called inside your main method. And there again, if you notice, there is min at the top currently and main is over there at the bottom, which means min is the method which is running here at this point. Now I'm going to twist things a little bit more. I'm going to cut this min statement and simply put it inside our max method. Now you guys are probably saying, what the hell am I trying to do? I'm trying to call three methods one from each other. In other simple words, I'm going to say min over here, and that should give us a good idea. Now let's try and understand what is going on. There is main method, there is our max which is being called. Inside the max method there is our min method which is being called, which means the latest one that will be called is obviously the min method. So let's run this by saying shift F6. As you guys notice, there is main, and at the top there is min, because that will be the one which will be executing, and then max will be the one in the center, and then there is main at the bottom. And once that is done executing, if you guys notice, when this block executes over here, at that time only max is running. So here, if you notice, there is max, and at the bottom there is main method. Now I know this is a little confusing, but I'm sure you guys have probably figured out a little bit about what kind of methods are out there, what kind of methods are running. The one who's currently running is always at the top, and the one who is called the earliest is always at the bottom, and all the other things come in order. If you guys are not sure about this, how this works, go ahead, make your own methods, paste this piece of code, and try to see which method is currently running, and this will help you figure out your code in a better understandable way. So I hope you guys have understood something about how the call stack works in Java. If you guys do like what you saw, please subscribe to our channel, let us know your thoughts in the comment boxes below, and please support us in any way you can. Thank you very much. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a nice day.